Good afternoon. Welcome to Sports City, your home of sports analysis. You are with me, Bill Clinton Odhiambo, and joining me on this beautiful afternoon is correspondent Felix Makona. Namna gani ndugu?
Niko salama.
Niko salama? Kabisa. Wiki yako imekuwa salama pia?
Yeah, it's been a very good week.
Hapo sawa. Nani umetuvalia jezi ya Arsenal?
Kabisa.
Unajua kesho ni kumoto. Tomorrow is not easy.
We may not say it is
right.
It may not be easy for both sides.
Yes. For both sides,
Yeah.
Asante sana. Kwa lugha ishara tuko naye Irene Chebiwot, and our channels of communication are officially open. Tuko live pale YouTube. Remember to catch up with us, send in your thoughts and opinions, share the link to your friends as well to catch up with our content this afternoon. Facebook pia unatupata kwa Science TV Kenya. 021-980-384 is our SMS and WhatsApp number. Now, a lot of football action to talk about. Currently, we have the Afcon, the African Cup of Nations 2023 quarterfinals. Imeshika moto mtu wangu. Maana namna gani?
Kabisa.
Kabisa. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But then again, we had a lot of midweek action, a lot of goals. To talk about that as well as far as the English Premier League is concerned. But then again, we have an early kick of this afternoon talking about the likes of Everton and Tottenham are in action in a few minutes. But then again, later on we'll be talking about some of the games to look out for as well. Tomorrow, Arsenal, Liverpool in action as well. But then again, the KPL, a lot is happening. Early kickoff, Tusker are in action with the Bidco United. But then again, later on, we'll be having the likes of Gor Mahia in action, Posta Rangers in action with the bottom side, Nzoia Sugar. So keep your comments and opinions coming through as well as far as the local action is concerned. And finally, the transfer market business. Walifunga duka.
Walifunga tarehe moja. Ilikuwa ni juzi.
Yes, Felix, of course, tunapatia a well little layout of what is, the players that went out, if this, the teams spent ama walishikilia pesa this time out. Yeah. But then again, of course, just like I said, catch up with us, and I would like us to begin with, first of all, the African Cup of Nations. Tuko quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Tuliona jana Nigeria did the unthinkable kama kawaida, after dispatching a 1-0 against Angola. And you can safely say that wamekuwa kicheza vizuri this tournament, that is for Nigeria's side.
Yeah.
They have so far only conceded a single goal, both in the group stages up to now the quarterfinals. Goes to show you how strong enough of a team they are. The defense is, the tactical ability. Tired Shona venye inafaa. Later on, pia tukaona DR Congo winning 3-1 side.
Yeah.
They have suffered. Nigeria 1-0 against Angola. What did they do right? Nambona Angola, they did not even get a goal ama ya kuonyesha kwamba wako katika mchuano.
What I will say about Nigeria is a strong team defensively.
Right.
Their midfield is also intact. Their striking force is there. Akina Osimhen.
Right.
You see those people, they really like scoring.
Yes.
Forget them being at Napoli and those big clubs, but they also show their strength at home.
Right.
So everyone expected that Nigeria will win, and that's what they really did. And if you see, Nigeria is I've already said, it's a strong team everywhere, but also their history is really good.
Right.
Because if you look at their history, they have been performing, but now their ability to do it again is high, because you see the like of Kina Senegal, Morocco, there could be their rivals, but they are out. So imebaki ni yao one of the favorites. So it will be easy for them to beat these other small teams, because they do not fear anyone again, because the big boys are out. The Senegal, they are out. So I think they did what everyone expected they will do.
Without a doubt, of course, the big boys are out. Talking about the Kina Senegal, and Kina Morocco, wako inje, Kina Egypt wako inje. But Nigeria, they just like every other team in the Afcon, wako na glimpse of talented players. And right now for Nigeria, they had Ademola Lookman, the Atalanta striker, on target last night to give them the win. But then again, they are boasting the likes of Osimhen, but then again now he's out. He was stretched out during the game, and that caused worries for the team, going forward and advancing up to the finals. Should they get to the finals, how can they now try and maintain that the good run of form that they've had? Remember, should they continue and surpass to the next stage, they might be facing a tough side, in the likes of Cape Verde or maybe South Africa, and that either or the teams are well equipped and can easily beat Nigeria. But what can they do now going forward to make sure not only 1 goal, 2 goals, but then again also maintain the clean sheet?
What I can say about this Nigeria, if you look at their playing style,
right,
and they are attacking, they are really good. But again, I can say when it reaches the quarterfinals and the semifinals, you know those matches are very hard to play for each team,
right,
whether you are an underdog or you are the big boys.
Right.
So what I can say about Nigeria is that they should at least try to keep their confidence high, that where they have reached, they can go with the cup at the end. Because if you look at the other teams, they are also trying, because going up to the semi-final is not easy,
right,
and if any team reaches the semi-final, it is closer to the cup, so it doesn't give up easily. So what I could say, they should push themselves more.
Right.
They should not look at we don't have this person, don't have this type of player here. Right. If they believe in Ademola Lookman and the other players,
Iwobi is there.
Iwobi is there. They can still win.
Right.
But saying that they will add other powers, no. Hakuna ujanja hapo.
Right.
Hapo ni ujitume, you play hard. They say train hard, fight easy.
Right.
Okay.
Of course, definitely. Nigeria are through to the semi-finals. Angola not so easy for them because they have now packed their bags and are out of the tournament. But then again, another team to also book their place in the semis, that is the DR Congo. A 3-1 win, a commanding performance against Guinea. It was a tough side coming down because Guinea had gone ahead, scored the first goal, and they looked like commanding the rest of the game. But then again, it was a beautiful comeback from DR Congo to try and get their place through to the finals as well, because they're now into the semis. They could either play Mali or Ivory Coast later on. But then again, how do you sum up the overall performance for Guinea up to this stage? So far, it is just, let me just put it out there, the fact that for them to come through up to the semis, now they've reached the semis, they've only recorded 1 win, and this is this particular win against the DR Congo. The other games have been draws, and we saw that even against Egypt, when they drew against Egypt and forced through to the penalties. Are we going to see the same situation going forward, where they're going to record back-to-back wins? I'm out and survive, but just by the hanging by the line, because it is very getting a draw, surviving a draw ni ngumu sana.
What I can generally say about that game,
right?
If you look at their playing style, I could use their playing style only because I didn't see a lot of skills in that.
Right.
So they are powerful. They are strong men. Black Africans are very strong.
Obusuma, unga. Yes.
Hapo ni unga.
Natural.
Hapo you don't play with skills. Hapo you play with energy.
Right.
So I'll say if they continue like that, they be a hard team to beat, because beating Egypt, drawing the Egypt, drawing the other teams is not easy.
Right.
You know Egypt to play with both skills and strength.
Right.
So and they used only strength.
Right.
So I see them, if they continue like that, they can become a really good team, because you see, if you first believe in yourself that first we reached this quarterfinals,
right?
Yeah, and we were removed. We are now out. We can go and reform again and come back stronger the next time, which I think will be here in Africa, here, Kenya. Yeah.
Okay, without a doubt, of course, that is true, because just like you said, sometimes the gameplay, the statistic, the tactics rather of how you manage your gameplay is very useful. In such a situation. When the game started, DR Congo really laid back, led they let Guinea control much of the game for the slightly half hour, but then again wakabadilisha mienendo, wakabadilisha serikali, and they are now through to the semis. Of course, action resumes tonight, and action continues tonight with the likes of the host nation Ivory Coast playing against Mali. Now coming up to the games, it is very funny how Ivory Coast first of all ended up through to the quarterfinals. Surprisingly beating Senegal, up to to get the current champions up to get to the quarterfinals, and also when you look at how they were depending on Zambia and Zambia's performance, because now Morocco helped them. Morocco, after kupiga Zambia, that is how Ivory Coast got to the round of 16. Then round of 16 wakapiga Senegal. They're sort of ni kama they're playing with miracles. Again, as I said, like Mali, who have won 2 games and have drawn 2 games up to this particular point. Of course, one would assume that Mali are the favorites, Ivory Coast the underdogs in this situation. But then again, tunasemanga in football, ogopa sana underdogs. In this situation, how will it pan out?
So, what I can say about that Mali, Ivory Coast, and Mali, you see, I told you last time that do not despise the underdogs. The underdogs can perform than the big boys.
Ask Senegal.
So you see, but in this game, I really see it again that Ivory Coast will take it because of why they believe themselves that we beat Senegal.
Right.
We did everything to be here. So we are not here by producing a magic moment.
Right.
We are here because we are supposed to be here.
Right.
So I see Ivory Coast again beating Mali tonight.
What about Mali is a team like they'll be looking at the situation and thinking the big boys have been disappointed by the likes of Ivory Coast, and they'll be looking to avoid that kind of embarrassment. And of course, just like I mentioned, 2 wins, 2 draws, no loss up to now. Of course, imagining to lose against the host nation will be detrimental to the Mali side. How can they work out their way tactically and maybe try to keep off a tough side like Ivory Coast?
What I will say is that first, Ivory Coast believes in themselves, that we are at home.
Right, the support and everything.
The games, the tournament is in our own country, so we must perform for the world to know that we are not here by luck,
by chance. Yes.
by chance.
Right.
We are here because we want to really participate and impress.
Right.
So I think Ivory Coast coming up to this level, I think they are going with this cup.
Out of jail.
Let me be serious.
Up to the finals.
They are going up to the final.
Other Cape Verde point katikati, should the sides do really well, then they'll face either they'll play DR Congo. Unasema watapita wapenya mpaka finals.
Wanaenda final. Why would I say so? You see, you cannot come to my bedroom and beat me there. And take away my wife, which is the cup, and plus the children. That will be something else. So you see,
right?
And now it is difficult.
Yeah.
Let's say the last World Cup was held in which country? Qatar
World Cup, yes.
So Qatar will talk mapema because enyewe hawezi.
World Cups are different. World Cups are different.
World Cups are different
level.
Yeah, right. With the levels, with the teams. But let's say if World Cup was taking place in France, France could take it easy because they believe this is our home.
You know what they normally say in football, anything can happen. I'm not dismissing your claim, but then again, anything can happen, and that is food for thought, because yes, one will easily imagine up to this particular level, 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 draw for Ivory Coast is not really a perfect result to try and get you to the final when you compare yourself with a Mali side that is unbeaten and has won 2 games and has drawn 2 games as well. But then again, just like you said, ask Senegal. Wako nyumbani kwa hii masaa, so kimewaramba, so anything can happen, of course. But then again, I admire your confidence and I believe on the team. Just for the fact that that yes, it is in the home turf. They can try and ask the necessary questions. We are through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Why not the semis? Why not the finals?
Yeah.
But then again, literally the ball is on their court, and I will be looking to see how the two teams will be playing out tonight. Of course, in the first kickoff of tonight's games. But then again, later on, Cape Verde and South Africa. South Africa, interestingly, 2 draws, 1 win, 1 loss, and their massive performance was a 4-0 win against Namibia. And other than that, they have relatively survived hapo katikati. Wakapiga Morocco 2-0. So they're also a threat as far as getting to the finals or the semi-finals is concerned. And what about for Cape Verde's side? Would you not say may enjoy? They have garnered many fans as they come through to the quarterfinals so far, because they have done really well. 3 wins, 1 draw, still also not beaten in any of the games so far. Between the two sides, who are you putting your money on?
I'm putting my money on Cape Verde because let's be realistic this time.
Yes.
South Africa, I think it will be the end of the journey. because Cape Verde was leading the group.
Right.
In the group they had the likes of Egypt.
Yes.
And they were at least they were able to lead the group.
And live unbeaten as well.
And live unbeaten, yeah. That's true. But South Africa, I think this is the end of the journey because South Africa hawana uzoefu na hii kombe sana. They are not in so much. But you look at the likes of Cape Verde, they always qualify.
Right.
Cape Verde, Kina Senegal, they always qualify. But South Africa, one time they qualify, one time they do not. And if you look at most of South Africa players who are playing in this tournament, they do not have experience they have not played in other leagues.
Right.
Rather than South Africa itself.
Right.
You see many of them, they play in their home country. And you see they may not have the skills, the pace, and all those. But Cape Verde is a country that is near Europe. So most of their players have experience in Europe. They have played in so many leagues. So when they come together, they put their skills together. I think South Africa is easily beatable today. Because
yes.
Again, South Africa has been surviving in this tournament because they have been playing against teams that are not there.
Right.
Teams that have no history in this cup.
Right.
Teams that have not been performing. So you see, it will be easy for South Africa to go out so that Cape Verde can at least continue to the semis.
Don't you think the 2-0 win against Morocco ilipatia South Africa motisha to come and face the tough sides like Cape Verde?
You see, Morocco that day was not playing the game.
The standard play, yeah?
Yeah, because the South Africa first goal was by luck and the second goal was by penalty.
Sofia Namara batakapeana red.
Yes. So if South Africa won Morocco by luck, and they think again they can go
Cape Verde
and beat them, itakuwa ngumu.
Well, Cape Verde secured the place in the quarterfinals on the back of a 1-0 win against Mauritania, and should they, just like you're saying, you're vouching for Cape Verde, to go through to the semis, and should they go through the semis, they'll be playing against Nigeria. Now, many will see this as one when you anticipate in the finale, Nigeria against Cape Verde. But then again, because these two sides are easily, even on paper, the two you can easily point them out as the two best teams in the Afcon tournament right now.
Yeah.
For Nigeria's side, they have not conceded any defeat, any goal.
Yeah.
Or they've conceded only 1 goal, no defeats.
Yeah.
Cape Verde unbeaten as well. But then for them to meet in the semis, this would be a tough one to call for.
Yeah.
Who would you hypothetically favor in this situation between the two sides?
Again, I go with Nigeria.
Si hivyo. Yes.
Unajua hapa ni kuambiana ukweli.
Tuambie ukweli basi Felix.
Unaona Nigeria,
right.
Ukilinganisha Nigeria, their game alone, leave alone those other things. Their game alone, it's evident that they can take this car.
Right.
Because you see, the finals requires someone who has been there in that tournament, who has competed there many times.
Right.
Let's use the like of Real Madrid. Real Madrid hata wakuwe chini aje
kwa ligi.
But in the Champions League they still beat you. Because they have experienced this thing.
Right.
Same to Nigeria. Nigeria now can be down, they can be beaten by hata Kenya. But when it comes to their serious competition, they want the cup, they want the honor, they want the money.
Right.
They will take it easy.
Well, that is interesting, analysis there from Mr. Felix. Without a doubt, let us know your opinions as far as the African Cup of Nations quarterfinals fixtures are concerned. Yesterday, Nigeria 1-0 win against Angola, courtesy of Ademola Lookman, the Atalanta striker. And on the other hand, we had DR Congo securing a 3-1 victory against Guinea. But then again, if you missed the game, we have the highlights for you. And this is how it went down between the two sides, booking their places in the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations. Take a look.